The food service industry annually recognizes one of its own as the best of the best in an annual awards dinner presented by IFMA. Well, Mike, we're talking about having a little party here today, and this is going to be second to none. Tell me about this event.
Well, this is the one opportunity where an entire industry gathers to honor 9 individuals who have been chosen as the top restaurant operators of the year in the United States. So there'll be over 1,000 food service executives here this evening.
Now, approximately 6 weeks ago, I came with you and you picked out a menu.
Right.
That was a 27-course sampling.
Yes. Well, part of the deal is because you have an entire industry and you have the leadership of the industry. You got the leading chefs, all the trade press magazines and other food critics and experts. You have to have a meal that's appropriate for the event. So it's not something that's coming off a standard catering menu.
So tell me, what can we expect here tonight?
Great presentation. The key to this one, by the way, is not just the presentation and the quality of the food, it's the fact that they're doing it for 1,000 people. You can do it for 20 and 40 and 50, but the order of magnitude is enhanced dramatically for 1,000.
For those of us that don't know, why don't you explain what the Gold and Silver Awards are?
The Gold and Silver Plate Awards process is a selection process where it's sort of neutral. They're headed up by all the editors of all the trade press magazines and the previous recipients. They go around and honor a Silver Plate recipient or the top operator in each of 9 segments. Segments like fast food and white tablecloth, hotels, institutional feeding, elementary schools, colleges, etc. They'll get one winner in each of the 9 categories, and then tonight, like the Academy Awards, one will be chosen as the Food Service Operator of the Year and the #1 operator in the year in the country, and they'll get the Gold Plate Award.
So anybody from Chicago up this year?
Yes, Hans Willeman, the general manager of the hotel, is in the hotel category.
So great. So what you can look forward to seeing a lot of food, a lot of
food.
excitement,
Great
and
excitement.
and a good time.
We'll have all of that.
All right, I'll check in with you a little later.
Thank you, David.
We've got Alan Gold here, publisher of Nation's Restaurant News. And tell me how you think Chicago stacks up on the culinary food chain.
I think Chicago is one of the greatest cities for the restaurant experience. It's got a much broader expanse of restaurant opportunities than many big cities in the United States. You can go into a Chicago restaurant and you can find families dining, you can find conventioneers, business travelers, and neighborhood diners, and that's a fantastic thing to be able to see in any city.
Now tell me how it's different, let's say, than New York, which is a much larger city, of course.
Well, I think New York is thought as the cutting edge of fine dining, but again, in Chicago, you can go into a fine dining restaurant, you'll see all kinds of folks eating in the fine dining restaurant. You can go into a casual dining restaurant, you'll see the same thing. It's just in Chicago, it's like that, and it's different than it is in a whole lot of other cities, which makes it a great eating town.
Great. Hey, thanks for coming.
You're welcome. I love it here.
We're here with Ed Chet, who's the catering manager at the Hilton. And tell me what goes into an event like this, because obviously you must have 70 or 80 waiters working here.
At least 100.
Okay.
And at least another 30 or 40 kitchen staff then, plus my whole catering staff working here as well. So it's not just me standing in front of the camera, but a whole crew behind me.
So you've got about 150, 175 people back there.
Oh, at least.
Now, when did you start cooking this meal?
Well, we just started prepping up 2 days ago. The usual garnishes and stuff like that, and putting it together this morning.
Okay. So how many courses are coming out tonight?
Well, there's going to be 4 courses, and should be fun.
Okay, well, you know what we're going to, I know you're going to do a great job. Everybody at the Hilton always does.
My army of 100 waiters.
Now, Ed, tell me what I'm looking at here. What's going on?
You're looking at controlled chaos.
How many steaks are they serving?
A little over 1,000.
And how do you make these? Now, you cook them first and heat them up?
I'm not telling you that. I have to kill you to tell you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2000 Food Service Operator of the Year and Gold Plate Award recipient is the drum roll. Thank you. Danny Meyer.
get too personal again, there are two gentlemen sitting up here, Rich Melman and Larry Levy, who in the last 15 years have given me so much generous advice and counsel whenever I've called. And I absolutely tip my hat to you and say thank you for being such great mentors.
So you thank these guys quite a bit. How have they helped you over the years?
Not going to New York and doing a restaurant. Right. And the deal was he didn't come here to do a restaurant, so we're even.
Is that the deal still works?
No, Danny is a wonderful guy. I wouldn't want to compete against him. And a terrific restaurateur with great passion and extremely deserving of this award. I welcome to the club. It's a great club.
Danny deserves it more than anyone ever deserved it because of the pride he brings to the business and all that he's accomplished.
Thank you both. I will answer your question. When I got into the business, I knew a little bit about restaurants, but I did not know very much at all about the business. And both, I don't remember the first time I met either of you, but it had to do with your admiring, each of you admiring some different aspect of the restaurant.
Union Square.
And I said, please teach me about the business part, and each of you were gracious enough to say yes, and it's been an ongoing thing ever since that.
How do our Chicago restaurants compare to your New York restaurants?
They're as good, but there just aren't as many.
There you go. Thanks. Congratulations.
The amazing thing that I always say about Danny is he brought Midwestern hospitality to New York, and boy did New York need it. And I really believe that's your secret.
That's it. It's our secret weapon.
Can't tell too many people, but it's true.
Good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks,